Nigeria's greening project for fostering development laid on the international table. Unique feminine touch to speed up global attention for domestic needs. Plus, military gets high rating for its firepower. A lovely Friday evening to you, and thanks for joining us on the Network News. I am Isaac Nkuma. Our President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed solid commitment to embed the principles of sustainable development goals as bedrock of change agenda to revitalize Nigeria's economy, improve security, and sort out corruption. It was at a side event on taking climate action. 21st session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The event, co-hosted by Nigeria and the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP, was aimed at analyzing the country's vision and strategies towards achieving sustainable development through nationally determined contributions that strive to build a climate-resilient society. President Muhammadu Buhari acknowledged that the implementation of the roadmap will not be easy, but said resources are being mobilized within and outside the country to help Nigeria meet the set targets.
Our 2017 budget will reflect our efforts to prioritize and redirect domestic resources towards achieving our nationally determined contributions. In addition, we are set to launch our first ever green bonds in the first quarter of 2017 to fund a pipeline of projects all targeted at reducing emissions towards a greener economy. We ask that you support our efforts to transit to a low carbon climate resilient economy.
While expectations are high that industrialized nations deliver $100 billion by the year 2020 in support of developing countries to take climate action, the president makes a case for special recognition to the plight of Lake Chad and support efforts at resuscitating the livelihoods of people in the region.
This will reinforce our effort to reintegrate the thousands of Boko Haram victims and returning internally displaced persons. In addition, support to the Great Green Wall Initiative for Sahara and development and reclaim the deserts through aggressive restoration of the shelter belt. Introducing economic trees in the context of the diversification of our economy through a responsive value chain will ensure jobs for the youth.
President Buhari called for partnership in his administration's efforts to clean up Ogoni land and improve livelihoods, a task some participants described as well thought out and highly commendable.
It is turning a challenge into an opportunity. And let me tell you, if Nigeria is able to do this, this will be the largest ever cleaning effort in the world. And it will be the largest university and the most efficient university on cleaning a polluted area.
Addressing the issues of the drying of the Lake Chad is one key area that the international community should support so that we will be able to address the insecurity challenges, the poverty, and the misery of our people.
The competing demands in many of our countries are many. The resources are just not there. But they are there in the global community. There are trillions of dollars that are available. How do we unlock them? And how do we unlock them that they come in a timely manner to countries that need them now and not tomorrow?
The consensus here is that sustainable development can be achieved without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In New York, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And in the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has challenged outstanding Nigerian diaspora professionals to give quality contributions that will fast-track development back home as they have done in their countries of stay. The president said this in a meeting with some distinguished professional Nigerians while in New York. Gabriel Odu reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari told the 15 Nigerian diaspora professionals that the government is committed to tackling corruption, rejuvenate the economy, and secure lives and property. He therefore urged them to come home and invest their skills and resources.
We need the quality people to come along so that we can move fast.
Among the Nigerian diaspora professionals were aviation experts, development economists, health professionals, public servants, and Ivy League students.
I'm very passionate to take this thing to Nigeria. I've been asking to get a chance to go back and do what I'm doing to this country in Nigeria. But today I met him and I put my case, and I think he said he will be thinking about it.
I commended him for being one of the presidents in the Nigerian history who started going with the fundamentals of the economy, because I know we cannot develop if we don't go.
And they want to grab those opportunities for the good of Nigeria.
I would love to come back home and, go back to my village in Oka and give back, build boreholes, build schools, because education is really the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world.
The senior special advisor to the president on foreign affairs and diaspora, Abike Dabri Erewa, facilitated the meeting.
I was Gabriel Odudia from New York. On another front, wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, says she will not relent in her determination to galvanize support towards improving the lives of women and children in Nigeria. She stated this in New York while marking the 1 year of Future Assured program. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
This is exactly 1 year when Future Assured program was officially unveiled at the same venue here in New York, at the site event of the United Nations General Assembly, with the aim of improving the health of women, children and other vulnerable members of the society, especially in the areas of reproductive, maternal, newborn and adolescent health, as well as the nutrition matters as captured in the 5 key areas of concern of the initiative. The essence of this gathering was to review the achievements so far and to strategize for the future. The wife of the president explained in clear terms the successes recorded within the 1 year of the program, which include touching lives of women and children in all the geopolitical zones of Nigeria through the provision of free medical services for different kinds of health challenges, as well as empowering women, especially the victims of insurgency, and the provision of support to the malnourished children in Nigeria.
As we share with you the scorecard and milestone realized within the past 1 year, it is worthy of note that more needs to be done. It is painful for me as a mother of a country to know that 576 women die of pregnancy-related cases out of every 100,000 deliveries.
The huge responsibilities necessitated the need for the strong collaboration with the NGOs and other development partners comprising the UNDP, UNFPA, the UNICEF, as well as the private and other public organizations.
And it's our hope that this event would actually do far more than it did last year.
I would like to reiterate our full support to Nigeria in its endeavors to tackle the multifaceted challenges it faces.
So we're really delighted to have the First Ladies of Nigeria at the forefront.
The event, which was attended by the First and the wife of the Senate President Toyin Saraki, as well as the wives of the governors, provided a platform to interact with a view to putting more effort towards improving the lives of women and children in Nigeria.
On our own part as governors' wives, we can get the initiatives through to the grassroots in a way that will give us the desired results.
In New York City, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And back home in Nigeria, the House of Representatives Committee on Ethics and Privileges has commenced investigative hearing on alleged collective breach of members' privileges by one of its members, Abdul Mumin Jibril. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Onkwo reports.
The hearing follows a motion on Wednesday by Chairman House Committee on Rules and Business, Representative Emmanuel Oke-Jeff on alleged breach of members' privileges through what he described as false allegation of the 2016 budget pardon by Representative Abdulmumin Jibrin. He substantiated his allegations by presenting vital evidence, including newspapers and compact discs. Members then sought to know how the allegations brought disrepute to the members.
In what way do you believe the actions of Honorable Jibrin has contradicted the acts as quoted by you in the motions you raised?
Got a lot of members too who have complained about, some have even told me that they are now ashamed of wearing the official number of the National Assembly because of what this man has done.
The committee has invited Representative Abdulmumin Jibrin to appear before it on Monday, the 26th of September 2016, to defend these allegations against him. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTN.
The United Kingdom has expressed satisfaction with the successes recorded so far by the Nigerian military in tackling the Boko Haram insurgency. UK Assistant Chief of Defence Staff Rear Admiral Simon James Ancona gave this remark when he led a delegation of the UK Ministry of Defence and Engagement to the Defence Headquarters Abuja. He pledged the UK continued support towards strengthening the capacity of the Nigerian military.
There's a real sense in the UK about what extraordinary work is going on in the northeast, the challenges that are being faced by the Nigerian armed forces, and the impressive way in which the Nigerian armed forces are meeting those challenges.
We're looking at other areas, of course, that if this team is further enhanced to provide this assistance in the forward area, we might also keep them there.
Still on security matters, the Nigerian Army is to launch an operation aimed at dislodging ethnic militias and other miscreants terrorizing communities in North Central Zone and some parts of the country. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai explained this in Lafia, as he says it will be in collaboration with other security agencies. Joshua Jito has the details.
This is the first visit of the Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai to Nasarawa State, and the visit was not unconnected to how security agencies are redoubling their efforts to tackle security challenges in the country. While Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Mukura of Nasarawa State commended the military for the ongoing onslaught against Boko Haram, militants in the Niger Delta, as well as efforts to tackle farmers' herdsmen crisis, the governor, however, tasked security agencies to mop up small and light weapons in the hands in the country. On the re-emergence of some ethnic militias and other miscreants migrating into the state, the governor appealed to the military to dislodge them.
Since the operation the Army did and dispersed them, we have noticed a gradual seeping of some of them into our vicinity.
Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai revealed that the Nigerian Army will soon launch an operation to dislodge all militias and miscreants terrorizing the zone.
Other security agencies are providing the necessary intelligence and we are monitoring. We still have additional exercise which we are going to conduct. And I assure you that wherever these criminals migrate to, we will follow them and clear their doubts.
Before departing Nasarawa State, the Chief of Army Staff and his entourage visited the newly established Command Science Secondary School, Lafia. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian police says it is repositioning its Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, on intelligence-led information gathering and proper policing for a better Nigeria. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris said this at a conference for federal SAS in Abuja and Lagos with commanders from the 36 states of the Federation. Abdul Malik Adio has more.
He's trying to create an impression.
Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris says this conference arises from recent allegations, especially by Amnesty International, that the squad systematically tortures detainees in custody to extract confessions and inducements. He warned the commanders to be mindful of their duty of combating violent crimes and not translating civil cases into criminal cases.
We are going to do our best within our capacity to ensure that we give this country the best special anti-robbery squad units. Every SARS must have an intelligence arm that will.
Police boss said the force will foster partnership with civil society groups on training its men and adequate facilities for movement of personnel. Commissioner of Police Federal SARS CP Deepal Yakadi promised that identified lapses would be corrected. In Abuja, Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
And to education, Minister of Education Adamu Adamu says irregularities in the implementation of projects and programs of the Sustainable Development Goals as it relates to the Ministry of Education will not be condoned. He read the Riot Act while inaugurating SDG Task Force and Tax Team Implementation Session. Abdullahi Musa Suleja has the details.
The meeting holds quarterly to assess the implementation of the SDG objectives and challenges to the attainment of the target by 2030. Malam Adamu said, in the past, lack of technical capacity to deal with due process, inadequate preparation of work plans, and cash flow had affected the allocation of funds to the sector.
The current harsh economic realities in the nation demand judicious and proper use of available resources. At all times, make every effort to ensure value for public money. We will try to eliminate waste as much as we can. We will fight corruption in project execution in the education sector and in all sectors.
The Sustainable Development Goals intervention in unity schools is geared toward addressing infrastructural decay. Therefore, principals are advised to exhibit high sense of responsibility, accountability and transparency in the execution of projects and programs. The Education Minister further stressed that the task forces will be held responsible for their maintenance. In Abuja, Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use the Media in Partnership for Agricultural Revolution and Cultural Fellowship. Well, we'll come back. Stay with us.
When has it reached this? Much less this. And this. And this. And this. Help reclaim our Commonwealth. Lend your support to the fight against corruption for a better Nigeria.
Get ready to move on up with EcoBank. Easy access to your account wherever you are in the world. More ATMs across Africa than any other bank, so there's always one closer to you. The freedom to pay with a card instead of cash. To bank with your mobile anytime, anywhere. Or send money thousands of miles in a flash. Plus, smart ways to save and invest so your children can move on up too. And trust EcoBank to help with the things that matter most. Visit us online today and move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
See you later. See you later. Bye-bye.
Now the real turn-up is online. Thank Glow, it's Friday. Now you can enjoy 3 gigabytes for 500 naira plus 100 naira free talk time every weekend with the Glow Weekend Plan. Dial *777#.
Hello, Steve. Oh, not there now.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The Honorable Minister of Power, Works and Housing,
Babatunde Raji Fashola SAN, invites all Federal Directors of Works, State Commissioners and Permanent Secretaries of Works, professionals and state of the National Council on Works. Theme: prioritization and optimization of allocated road infrastructure funds. Special guest of honor: the Executive Governor of Katsina State, His Excellency Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari. Date: Monday 26th to Friday 30th September 2016. Venue: Katsina State Secretariat, Katsina. Time: 8 a.m. daily. Engineer Abubakar Magaji, Permanent Secretary. Announcer.
My father said opportunity knocks every minute. He used to say to me that even the rising sun is an opportunity. A man must give each day everything. I live by those words. Just 1 minute of one day can change everything. Every day he stepped out with the belief that today might just be that day.
At FCMB, we believe every day is a new opportunity. Let's help you step forward and take it. FCMB, My Bank and I.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogeruola. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
The National Council on Finance and Economic Development, NACOFED, 2016, will be holding its annual conference in collaboration with the Ogun State government. Theme of the conference is Enhancing Revenue Generation and Obtaining Best Value for Money in Expenditure. Date: 27th to 28th September 2016. Venue: Green Legacy Resort, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Time: 8 a.m. daily. Announcer: Organizing Committee.
All Christians are cordially invited to attend the 56th Independence Anniversary Interdenominational Church Service holding as follows. Date: Sunday, September 25th, 2016. Venue: National Christian Center opposite Central Bank of Nigeria, Central Area, Abuja. Time: 3:30 p.m. prompt. Our help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Announcer: the Organizing Committee.
Nice to have you back. The Canadian government is to assist Bauchi State with 14 million Canadian dollars, that is about 6 billion naira, in the next 5 years. It is to fund 2 projects tagged Livelihoods, Nutrition Empowerment and Bauchi Opportunities for Responsive Neonatal and Maternal Health. Abbas Mekhanu reports.
With current global economic recession, government in all levels are making effort aimed at stimulating the economy for its overall growth and development. Launching of the 2 projects in Bauchi, according to Governor Mohammed Abubakar, will pave way for improving the lives of 80,000 people in the state through promoting agricultural activities. The 5-year project is also a step towards improving the healthcare delivery system through responsive neonatal and maternal health. The governor was represented by the Chief of Staff Government House, Abdusle Katagu.
The Oxfam project, I understand, is aimed at promoting agriculture-driven economic growth and the improvement of the living conditions of 10,000 farming households, through which approximately 80,000 people will benefit.
The representative of Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Linda Eritz, described the Nigerian-Canada relationship as mutual that has been in existence for over 20 years.
Bauchi State in particular was chosen by Canada's Development Assistance as a focus state in 2002. So it's been a long time since we have had a partnership with Bauchi State.
Goodwill messages from stakeholders, which include traditional institutions, among others, featured during the ceremony. Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
Crop scientists in Nigeria are in the process of developing food and drought-tolerant National Green Research Institute, DADEGI, that is currently carrying out the research, says the development is expected to boost rice production in the country. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
The inability of Nigerian farmers to produce the over 5 million tons of rice annually has been identified as the major reasons behind the recent high cost of rice, which has become a major concern to most Nigerians. Nigerian farmers are currently producing an estimated 4 tons per hectare against the international average of 16 tons per hectare.
At times we have drought, at times we have nitrogen deficiency in the soil, and farmers are poor resources. They couldn't have money to buy fertilizer.
Scientists at the National Cereal Research Institute Badegi in Niger State have commenced the production of new seeds that are resistant to the identified challenges. The scientists say the new seeds are genetically modified variety integrated into the local variety.
So through our tests, the ones that we see are having good yield, and then the ones that we will now put for release by the farmers, and then the country will have genetically modified, not directly, but in progress, which will just be the same thing like our commercial varieties.
Officials of the National Biosafety Development Agency visited the production site to ensure compliance to the rules and regulations guiding GMO production.
But as far as we are concerned at this stage, they must confine all the genetically modified rice within the perimeter of where we have approved for them.
In Badegi, Niger State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, has promised to partner the Global Exhibition and Business Services to organize an ECOWAS Agriculture, Agro-Allied and Technology exhibition in the country. He said this when the team paid him a visit. Joseph Johnson reports.
Describing efforts of the team as being in line with the diversification policy of President Muhammadu Buhari for job creation, the DG commended and assured them of the authorities' support.
This is the first major private sector initiative aimed at giving Mr. President and his team the needed boost and the needed support. And for this, I think NTA will be more than willing to partner the Global Exhibition project.
Chairman Global Exhibition and Business Services based in Kaduna, Alhaji Bawa Garba, said the event has as its theme agricultural production and processing for self-sufficiency, poverty eradication and economic development.
The aim and the objective of what we are all doing is for Nigeria to be self-sufficient.
proposed event would engage policymakers, farmers, the academia, and other interested groups in Nigeria's agricultural sector. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
As the 2016 Beijing TV drama and movie session begins, a variety of movies and TV drama series from China will be broadcast in Nigeria to promote cultural exchange between Nigeria and China. Abdulmalik Adio reports that this year's event is hosted by the Beijing Municipal Bureau of Press, Publication and Radio in collaboration with the Star Times and the Nigerian Television Authority.
After a successful launch of the Beijing TV dramas and movie broadcasting season in Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania and Uganda through its TV series and content, 10 TV drama series and movies will be aired in Nigeria to showcase the lives of the ordinary people in modern Beijing, enabling audience in Africa to gain a further understanding of the lives of the common Chinese people.
Working with CCTV to develop the new methods to bring Hollywood-based products, the best produced quality content into China.
The Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority was represented by the Executive Director of Programs, Eugenia Abu, who says Chinese TV dramas and films have become an important way to spread Chinese culture in Nigeria.
And more than anything else, the media, culture, storytelling and the creative industry are really the platforms for pushing friendships across diplomatic lines. So it's a challenge really to TV producers to be more creative and filmmakers to write good scripts about Nigeria that shows our uniqueness, our hospitality, our sharing, our community and the way we really value our culture. I think basically if we have compelling content stations.
All we are saying is that just as they also come, we also would want them to screen our own movies in their own country.
With movies like Manzu and Beijing Love Story among others, Beijing leads China in the production of TV dramas and movies, producing over 3,000 TV episodes and 300 movies annually. In Abuja, Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
A holistic approach through adequate and appropriate policies on agriculture, health, education and nutrition has been identified as key to tackling the scourge of hidden hunger in Nigeria. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale said this in a message at the 46th Annual Scientific Conference of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria in Makurdi, Benue State. Godwin Nalibu reports.
The efforts to increase food production and ensure food security, malnutrition still constitutes an impediment to good health among many Nigerians. It is in a bid to find ways of ensuring that Nigerians have access to the necessary nutrients for healthy living in their diets that experts came to brainstorm at a scientific conference in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, who was represented by Deputy Director in the Ministry, Dr. Chris Isokwunu, describes the theme of the conference, which is tackling the scourge of hidden hunger in Nigeria, as apt, as many Nigerians do not have access to balanced diets. He said the present policy direction of government is not only geared towards food sufficiency, but ensuring that Nigerians have balanced diets for good physical and mental health.
The need for us to prioritize biofortification as an intervention for micronutrient deficiency control, and also reviewed all our guidelines to be in line with the World Health Organization standard.
Representative of the Benue State Governor, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cecilia Ojabo, affirmed that Benue State has keyed into the federal government's policy of boosting agriculture, considering the abundant and diverse sources of food in the state. President, Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Professor Ngozi Nnam, expressed the hope that the deliberations of the conference will strengthen the capacity of stakeholders to scale up interventions to address hidden hunger, which she said is a major contributory factor to malnutrition. Deputy Governor of Kano State, Professor Hafiz Abubakar, who presented a paper on nutrition education, a key to unlocking the scourge of hidden hunger in Nigeria, said availability and access to food utilization and stability, as well as care and feeding practices and sanitation and health, are major factors in ensuring food and nutrition security in Nigeria. Various stakeholders the initiative in Makudi. Godwin Inalegu, NTA News.
And the report just reaching us says President Muhammadu Buhari has made a massive case for investment by the international community for the people of Nigeria's northeast and the Lake Chad Basin, saying such collective humanitarian intervention can no longer be delayed or downplayed. It was at a high-level meeting on the event on the Lake Chad in New York. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo tells us more.
With over 9 million people in need of humanitarian assistance in the Lake Chad Basin, this event organized by the Nigerian government is aimed at highlighting the urgent need to mobilize international response to the worrisome situation. Addressing participants, including the presidents of Niger and Chad, President Muhammadu Buhari said the dual impact of climate change has been witnessed in the Lake Chad Basin, and terrorism in the northeast has created what he called deeper implications for peace and security, social harmony, and sustainable development goals. The federal government, however, said is fully responsive to the urgency to promptly save innocent lives, ensure protection of victims, guarantee stability, and facilitate the resumption of normal socio-economic lives.
The government of Nigeria is not overwhelmed by the enormity of this humanitarian challenge. Rather, we remain resolute in defeating terrorism in all its forms. We have put in place a robust people-driven counter-terrorism strategy built on a combination of revamped security operations and a human rights-based approach to help bring about rehabilitation, reintegration, and reconstruction. These measures are timely as we are witnessing the return of displaced citizens to their communities in Konduga, Mafa, Ben Sheikh, and recently in Gala in our northeast zone.
On the shrinking of Lake Chad, President Buhari said the situation has adversely affected the communities around the basin, thereby exacerbating their hardship, saying, however, that spirited efforts are being made by all basin member countries to confront this common problem through the Lake Chad Development Resilience Action Plan. The future of the people there, he said, rests on durable security and sustainability of resources around the lake, and the challenge can only be overcome through genuine collaboration and consolidation of strong partnerships through the Lake Chad Basin Commission and the African Union.
Let me repeat and emphasize finally that our holistic approach is founded on promoting good governance, transparency, and accountability. We are renewing the call action to end the humanitarian needs of victims and address the root causes of terrorism itself. It is time for collective global action to invest in the people of Nigeria's northeast and the Lake Chad Basin region.
The recovery efforts in the Lake Chad Basin, as well as humanitarian response to the plight of victims, the participants agree must be collective, holistic, multi-sectoral, meaningful, and timely. From New York, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Thank you, Adamu. And for more reports, we join Lagos with Jennifer as our guide.
Thank you, Isaac. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. Universal health coverage can only be achieved if the law governing the National Health Insurance Scheme is reviewed and made compulsory for all Nigerians. This was the consensus reached at a meeting between healthcare providers and managers in Lagos. Joy Ken Abakpoya has details.
In 2009, Nigeria set a 2015 target to achieve universal health coverage by getting all her citizens enlisted in the National Health Insurance Scheme. This was to enable Nigerians access affordable and qualitative health care, reduce the financial risk associated with illness, and increase equity. However, months after the expiration of the deadline, only less than 5% of Nigerians, mostly of the formal sector, are captured in the scheme.
We are saying that if that law can be changed, can be made mandatory, can be changed from may to shall, then the informal sector will now be encouraged to have a form of health insurance.
To turn around this situation and improve on the current services of the health insurance, Healthcare Providers Association of Nigeria and Health and Managed Care Association of Nigeria.
What we have done is we have teamed up with all the healthcare providers, and we make sure that it's not just the healthcare alone. Healthcare with quality, which is accessible, which is affordable, and gives them financial protection.
This collaboration will go a long way to solve major problems that have been an impediment to achieving universal health coverage in Nigeria.
The groups in a communique after the meeting adopted to create the needed efficiency to attract trust of Nigerians and increase awareness on benefits of the scheme. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakpoya, NTA News.
From health, go to business. A financial analyst, Dr. Ugu Ogubunka, has stressed the need for Nigerians to take advantage of the immense opportunities in the nation's insurance industry. Let's join Amechi Pius for details on our business news segment.
Hello, it's Business News and thanks for joining us. Nigeria's insurance industry has been characterized by several problems ranging from issues of corporate governance, people's perception of insurance and management. This accounts for investors' apathy in insurance in the country.
We haven't really taken insurance serious like it is in other climes. Apparently because many of us don't even understand the essence of insurance and the kind of insurable assets. There are so many things you can insure.
Despite these challenges, economic analysts have described the sector as a viable business capable of creating wealth and job opportunities.
This is the time that I believe that insurance people and indeed all other groups in the economy should be able to up their game to make sure that our economy starts rebounding.
Although government has done a lot to deepen insurance activities through the repositioning, which resulted to inflows of funds to the sector, operators are still grappling with negative public perception of the business.
Sometimes people tell you, oh, my car had an accident, it was insured, the insurance company couldn't do anything about it, or they start giving excuses and so on and so forth. So that is one cardinal point.
And that's Business News. Thanks for watching.
Now, if you're just joining us, you're watching NTA Network News from the Lagos Network Center. More reports ahead from Abuja after this timeout. Stay tuned.
In the air. It's data. It's what you use every time you download music. It's what streams movies. It's what the banks use to check your account.
It's the very lifeblood of modern living. Data. And where does it all come from? According to industry sources, more and more of it came from here. The is now the largest data network in Nigeria. With your own Glo One submarine cable linked seamlessly to tens of thousands of kilometers with your own fiber optic cable. Glo can provide a huge data capacity anywhere at a more flexible and affordable price than anyone. It's simple. So you see, Glo is in the air. It's everywhere. Say hello to the Grandmaster.
Join Glo to jollificate with 8 times the value on every recharge, plus free data to give. Every recharge allows data and voice.
The largest data network, Glo, Grandmasters of Data.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
It's truck month at Ford and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent.
Here's the workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability. Available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Glad you've stayed. Muslims have been urged to sincerely return to Allah as a way of finding resourceful outlets for the present harsh economic situation in the country. Imam of Legislative Juma Mosque, Apo Abuja, Ustaz Nuru Muhammad Khalid, has stated this in his sermon at today's Juma prayer. Abdullah Musa Suleja reports.
It is generally understood times are hard for Nigerians. What is of utmost interest is devising workable ways out of it. Imam Khalid said, while those in authority are duty-bound to implement policies that will bring succor to the populace, the followers must play their own role by being sincere in all they do. He said, Allah who creates and provides also solves the problems of his creatures.
The Almighty alone is the one that is going to solve our problems. But we have to return to him sincerely, asking him to intervene in our problems. He will definitely solve our problems. Allah says, whoever fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah shall definitely give him a way out. There are multiple ways out of our problems. He did it to some other countries. Why can't he do it to us? It's just to do the right thing. We must do the right thing.
Ustaz Khalid again reminded Muslims of the new Islamic year to be ushered in the next 1 week to use the period for devotion to Allah. In Abuja, Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
Equipping youths with functional skills will be prioritized by the federal government to diversify the nation's economy. Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, Dixon Onoha, said this at the flag-off of the 5th phase of the National Industrial Skills Development Program in Sokoto. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The National Industrial Skills Development Program is a component of the National Enterprises Development Scheme initiated by the federal government under the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, purposely to equip Nigerian youth with skills for employment and job creation. Flagging of the 5th phase of the training in Sokoto, representative of Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol, the secretary to the state government, Professor Bashir Garba, said achieving sustainable growth and development remains the top priority of Sokoto state government. Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Mr. Dixon Chinedum Onuoha said the ongoing program involves 9,500 youth participating simultaneously in 18 states of the Federation and the FCT. Under the collaboration of the state governments, the DG said the trainees will be exposed to skills that include domestic electrification, cosmetology, and tailoring, adding that the 3 trade areas were carefully chosen based on their value to livelihood.
Over 80,000 Nigerian youths that have benefited from this program to date. And we will stop at nothing to ensure the sustenance of this program.
Representative of Sultan of Sokoto, the Chairman Sokoto, Muhammadu Buhari Abubakar III, described the program as a milestone toward checking youth restiveness and challenged the trainees to take good advantage by being serious. Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
We'll take another break for more messages, more reports when we come back.
Finally, the masquerade has been unveiled.
As a former two-time governor, that governor also comes from this family. brother, our son, Osagi Ezeyamu. And I want to assure you that come the 28th, we can come and celebrate tomorrow.
Next year will be greater. Amen. It will be the state that will be hosting the birthday.
You heard him. Osage Ize Iyamu to make Esama's birthday an Edo State event from next year. Who knows? He could even declare it a public holiday. Edo people, treasury looters must not be allowed to return to power. We are wiser now. This message is courtesy Edo professionals.
Why do moms do? Why do moms do the things they do? The things they do. They go the extra mile just to put the spotlight on you. Why do moms play? Why do moms play the roles they play? The roles they play. Everything works out easy when she shows us the better way.
Don't you wish your mommy was fine like mine? Don't you wish your mommy was smart like mine? Don't you?
3 Crowns milk is low in cholesterol, great tasting, and filled with essential vitamins to help moms stay fit in every moment.
3 Crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
If we have lost the opportunity of 15 years, let us no longer lose any opportunity for the future. Our alternative is agriculture immediately and solid minerals.
We should be appreciative of the president to this issue of agriculture.
The present administration is determined to go back to planning, identify priorities beforehand. When money comes, it is applied to that purpose. You can see the results.
We are determined to rehabilitate our country, especially for our children and our grandchildren.
Nice to have you back. On the foreign scene, death toll from capsized migrant boat off Egyptian coast reaches over 100. Plus, police officer in Tulsa, USA, charged with first-degree manslaughter for shooting a black motorist. More on Global Tidbits with Chimdemma Ndubisi.
Peace bells are ringing